Hi, I'm here with Tony McVeigh, the President for the North West Property Owners Association, and we've just been involved with a panel reviewing the licensing scheme in Liverpool. It was an interesting debate, and two people from the council were there, and they're responsible for implementing the scheme since its launch last April. Tony?
Yes,
well, I missed the beginning, but
it was quite a lively debate. We made clear our opposition to the principle of licensing, and said that while we supported the aim of raising standards in the private rented sector, we didn't think that licensing was a particularly useful vehicle for doing this. So we asked a lot of questions. We didn't get any real answers, I don't think, but then I wouldn't expect any at this stage. Now that we've got licensing, we have to live with it, as you said, and persuade our members to go along with it, and to raise standards as they would be doing normally anyway.
I think what always strikes me whenever I enter any form of debate, in the build-up to the licensing, I attended 2 landlord forums in Liverpool, and people from the council were there. I didn't find one support of licensing in any of those meetings. I found some very lucid, very strong reasons why you wouldn't go down citywide licensing. And it seems to me that the council do not accept that licensing across the city is an extremely blunt instrument and will never really achieve what they want to achieve.
Yes.
And they can be so much smarter, so much more intelligent with their resources, and it's just a shame that they still have chosen the track, and they're being fairly bloody minded about achieving that objective.
Yeah, well, I think I attended every single consultation meeting with them over the 18-month, 2-year period. We put out all the arguments that we could think of. They were determined from the onset, it seems to me, to impose licensing, and the consultation exercise in that sense wasn't really a genuine one.
It ticked a box.
I think they decided at the start.
Yeah, so I totally agree.
But we did have the opportunity at least to put forward our views.
Yes, and one thing they did listen to was our idea to introduce a form of self-regulation called co-regulation, and that at least has given landlords a chance to receive discounts on their licence fees by joining a approved scheme run by the RLA, and that at least is a small victory, I think, for common sense.
Indeed, it's a very useful victory, and we did manage to water down 1 or 2 of the regulations of licensing, but I think the main one was the co-regulation scheme, which will save landlords a lot of money.
One interesting aspect towards the end of the debate was the implementation of licensing. It's clearly very slow, and they didn't really want to talk about alternative ways that they could have used or considered other than the citywide approach that they've done. What are your thoughts?
Yes, I mean, they've only issued about 3% of licences so far, which is a very small number given the time licensing has been in operation, over a year now. And as I've always said, they have plenty of powers without licensing to try to raise standards in the PRS. But they're not using the powers.
No, I think that by their own numbers, 5 landlords have been prosecuted.
Yes, that's
and
correct.
They didn't say the time scale, but I can't imagine that's many more than it's probably 5 in a year.
Yes,
which suggests a very low ability and capability to do what they already can do. So with licensing, I'm not sure how they will implement or be any more robust in enforcement.
To be fair to Liverpool City Council, however, they do use prosecution as a last resort, and they give landlords plenty of opportunity to put things right, which is the correct stance, I think.
Okay.
But still, 5 is a very, very small number.
It is. And finally, Tony, we've known each other just over a year now.
Yes.
The NWPOA and the RLA have worked in conjunction for just over a year. Tell us a bit more about NWPOA.
Well, we're the oldest association in the country, founded in 1860. We've got annals going back to 1860 of what went on at meetings. Our aim, of course, is to run as a local organisation and to help local landlords to improve their standards, and to give them advice on what to do, to give them legal advice, management's advice, to keep them fully informed about what's going on in the private rented sector, new regulations and so on. Just like your organisation, but on a smaller scale and a more local scale, of course.
Yeah, and the thing that's really impressed me in the last 12 months I've got to know you and your colleagues is the wealth of knowledge and the respect that your people have with people in authority. There's no doubt that you and your committee members really understand the local problems, the local private sector market, and are very good at getting the message across to local authorities, to councillors, to the mayor, because they do listen to you.
Well, as a local organisation, this is what we think is our forte. I mean, I've been working with Liverpool City Council for over 30 years now, so I've got to know them quite well. I mean, the class scheme that they talk about was our idea in the first place, and we've done lots of other things with them. I've run numerous courses in conjunction with the City Council, and we're very keen to continue doing this kind of thing with them and to work with them in any sensible way which will achieve our goals of increasing standards.